Good morning and welcome to Barb's Craft Room. Today we are going to use or make some button cards. See the button cards. These are button cards. This one was handmade and it's on a piece of cardboard. Nothing fancy. These are some of them I don't know how old they are. I really don't. But this is what button cards look like. And yes, you can still go in any kind of sewing store and buy them. But if you want to save money and you don't really want to go hunting button cards, you can create your own. And that is what I'm going to show you how to do. There's several different ways that I'm going to show you. One is the easiest way to make a button card, and that is using buttons. So here's a playing card. This playing card is just a regular playing card, but if you have game cards, cards that go in, like, I don't know the games, but I don't have game cards, but I have a playing card. I'm talking Old Maid or something like that, or even sports related cards, or any card that you can use at all whatsoever. Now I'm using just a playing card, and for my playing card I'm going to grab some buttons, and I think it would be cool if they were all the same, but they don't have to be all the same buttons. They can be a variety. They can be whatever you want them to be. All right, I have some. I'm going to make some. I think whatever I have, that's all the same. I have some pretty purple. Let's see if I have some purple ones that are the same. I have those two. That's bigger. I have 3. I have 3 that are the same. There's 4. I think I have 5. I can get it out of here. I probably have 6, but I'm going to put 5. Maybe I'll put 6. All right, 6 cards, 6 buttons. I'm thinking maybe I want 4. That way you can see them. All right. So I'm going to put these other purple ones back. And what we can do is you can glue them on, or you can stitch them on. To stitch them on, I put some floss, embroidery floss, in my sewing needle. And to stitch them on, you can actually stitch them on the card if you so desire. But I'm going to show you a way to cheat. You don't have to sit here all day trying to stitch them on a card. And this one back here, that was stitched on the card, and it's a mess on the back. Well, I'm not a fan. I'm going to try to do it the easiest way possible. So I'm going to put one. I'm tying, we're not going to take these buttons off of these cards. They are simply to put into our journals. as a decoration. Yes. You can also use them for a journaling card. So on the back of your card, you could put some writing paper. You could put some tea-dyed paper, something that you could write on. You could put that on the back. So I'm not a very good sewer. The only way I sew is I shrug my shoulders and say, sew. I can't even sew a button on. Goodness. Junk journals do a lot of, there's a lot of journals that have sewing on them, and they're so cool. It's just an impossible thing for me. I'm not sure why. It's just not my cup of tea. Maybe I need to have me a little sewing genie behind me who can sew for me. Okay, you get the gist. That's the idea. And then take some Fabri-Tac and glue them on your card. And then you have a button card. And of course, you want to put them all the same direction. I will complete this one off camera. But once it dries, that'll be a really cool button card, right? I like it. All right, so I'm going to put this one off to the side for now. Another idea to make a button card. I made a master board. I turned it over. I cut all kinds of shapes. This one wasn't cut straight, so I have a little bit of a mess. And it needs to be like a journal card, or a tag. So you take the slice and then you flip it over and you put it on that corner so that you get the exact same cut. And then you can make a template. So that's a tag. And it looks like my little thin piece of paper is coming up. So we don't want that to happen. We need some glue, Barb. Some glue. If I can get any of these things don't really work that great, I have these little bottles. I don't know what it is. They just don't want to work for me. And that always happens when I decide to do something on camera. I always have something that says, yeah, you think you're great? You're not. I don't think I'm great, so it's okay. Anyways, I'm going to turn this into a button card, but I'm only going to use paper. So I've cut out 4 exact same circles. And what I'm going to do I have a foam board right here. And I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to pick these pieces of paper up. If they will come up for me. And put them on there. And what I would really like is to have the holes all the same. So in order to do that, you have to have something with holes to make them exactly the same. I have all kinds of stuff. Somebody gave me, or this is Stampin' Up, I think. It's for a light box, but this says Stampin' Up. So, these buttons, I'm going to put this, let's see, I need some small holes. And I'm going to center it right in the middle of my button. At least I think I'm going to put it in the middle of my button. I'm going to take my little pokey tool and poke 2 holes. Now that I have that poked, I'm going to line it up so it's exactly in the same spot. And I'm going to put it on the next one. I'm going to keep doing it until I have all of the holes on the buttons. They should all be in the same spot. They look like they're all in the same spot. But instead of sewing, I have a trick. I'm going to ink these buttons so they have a little bit of more of a vintage feel. And you can do whatever you want with yours. I just really like the inky edges. And now this will be on a tag. So being on a tag, it can be used in a pocket with a tag. I'm going to glue it on my paper with the holes. Going the same direction. You know, I made these flat. This one's flat. But you don't have to make it flat. You can put a dimensional underneath of it and make it raised up so they actually look like raised buttons. But this is just an idea. I'll draw a line so it looks like it has thread in it. Now it looks like a button. That's idea number 2. Another idea, kind of similar, is a tag. I'm going to put a hole in the tag this time. I'm going to put a hole in this tag. This is just another way to make a tag. You can put floss. You know, I just might do that. I have a piece of yarn here. This will work. So this is a double tag, but it is, it's going to have, I'm going to make it look like, I'm not doing really good today. Oh, yarn in me today is like, nope. You ever have one of those days? Or you want to do something and it's just not working out the way you planned it. Okay. There's my double tag. I'm going to take a button. This button, we can glue on this button, or we can sew on the button, or you can glue it on and then sew it on. It's entirely up to you. If you leave the holes without glue in them, it'll be easy to stitch. And then you have a button card as a tag. I think I did that wrong. I did that wrong. I sure did. It goes up. And I don't know about you, but when I sew a 4-hold button, I like to have an X. Come on. This thread is clear, so it's almost the same color as the button, but that works for me. So here we have a button tag card. And I'm trying to make a knot with my sewing needle and a little bit of extra thread. Let's see how well you do. Well, if I'm quiet, maybe I can actually do it. There. And it came off the tag. Did you notice? Came off the tag. I probably should have made the button card and then attached it, which would have made more sense. Live and learn, right? All of these button cards can be used in any kind of a junk journal. They don't have to be for a sewing one. It can be any one, any kind. Well, there's a button card on a tag. One button. All right. The other idea I have for a tag, I made, like I said, a master board with just plain paper because that's how I wanted it. Doesn't have to be colorful. I've heard other people say, oh, it has to be colorful. It has to have that. No, it doesn't. It just has to be whatever you want it to be. It's your master board. And you can have it however you like it. And I'm having this one the way I like it, because I have every intention of using it for this button card. And once again, these are buttons that I'm inking the edges. These are quite a bit smaller. They're all pink. You have a pink journal, that'd be really cute. And there will be 6 of them. And instead of laying them, I pre-cut these. I did have a little plan. Not much of a plan, but a little plan. So this are my 6. These are my 6. I'm going to take some tiny little raised dots. I'm going to use these black ones so you can see. It doesn't really matter what color. But they're going to be raised up. And they're going to be on my card, like so. And that way it gives it a little bit more of a feel that these are removable kind of buttons. You see, they look like they're actual buttons. It gives it some dimension. But they don't quite look like a button. That was done on purpose. Okay, they're straight. What I'm going to do with these is I can put 2 little dots, 4 little dots, but to be a little fancy, I have just dropped everything from my shelf up here. I have some teeny tiny I have these Stampin' Up! Flowers, loose daisies. That's what they're called. They may or may not be available, but I'm going to glue a daisy. Glue a daisy. 1 hold button. This is just to show you it. They look like buttons, but they can be whatever design you want them to be. All right? They don't have to be a specific way, or, you know, this is going to go into a journal that I'm making. And therefore, it's going to be how I want it to be. There we go. Isn't that so cute? I'm going to raise it up so you can see. So that's the 3rd way, or 4th way. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But remember, you can always change it up and do it how you like. That's how you make a button card. Or you can go out and buy them. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.